Hi there everyone, it's me, TheDomotaku, here today to talk about Scum's Wish, Kuzu no Honkai, episode 12 review, finale. So, this was a great series. In the end, it was a really great series. For 12 episodes, I expected, a lot more to the series, but I felt that this is perfect. This was great. This was really great. So, let's talk about all the stuff that happened. I think, okay, let me get this out of the way. I feel that this has a potential for a season 2, in a sense, because of the ending and how it's not, very conclusive. Well, I can't say it's not conclusive, because it was pretty conclusive, but in the sense, you can still do a lot more with the characters, right? So, alright, so, essentially, the big thing of this series, or this ending, right, was, well, before in episode 11, where Aokana is married to Kanai-sensei, right? And essentially, in this episode, it's a whole send-off where all the characters who've this far have gone through all their scumminess and stuff and all this shit in the series, and it's essentially moved on. Everyone at this point in the series is done. They're all done. They've accepted everything and they've moved on from their past scumminess and whatnot, and it was great to see. It really was. It was great. So, my main favorite, Hanabi, because she's been the main character and probably the most suffering in this entire whole series, right? So, Kanai-sensei and Aokana getting married. They have a congratulatory party at the school, so that's kind of okay. You see Hanabi mostly being affiliated with schoolwork and all that stuff, and just culture festival stuff, being a student, basically, yeah, and that's just normal for her. She's not studying movie anymore, and just that's it, right? So, interestingly enough, in this school festival, you just see her being a student, being a kid, and just being super lazy to do other things, because probably, I don't know, but, during the school festival, we see Mocha. So we see all the characters in the series and what they're up to nowadays. So we see Mocha, who goes back to her, well, not goes back to, she's always doing her normal thing of looking pretty and cute and stylish and all that stuff. She's in a fashion show where she has a wedding dress and stuff. They have a little moment with Hanabi and Mocha where they meet eye to eye, and I guess they're sort of cool with each other in a sense. Mocha has liked Mugi all this time, but at this point, I don't think that she's interested in him anymore. And also, Hanabi is just looking at her as oh, she's sort of moved on to an extent, and then, Mocha's just doing whatever. So I was that's a really, unique, whatchamacallit, encounter, right? They're those two who sort of they saw each other as rivals to an extent, but now they're both sort of just at the same level now. Not friends, but they've sort of experienced the same, sort of conflict before, or, not, the same conflict, but they have some sort of scumminess within them, and now they're all changed and different now. So there's Mocha, right? Then, Kanai-sensei asks Hanabi to be at the wedding with Aokana. Now, it's super awkward, because essentially those two were evil rivals, and Hanabi totally wanted to get revenge on the teacher, and, just, screw over, but now is love the teacher getting married, my brother, and now just I gotta go to the wedding. And Hanabi truly doesn't like her, or she's passed on her feelings of her brother aside, and that's it compels her to go to the wedding, because she's truly moved on. I was okay, I gotta give props to you, Hanabi, good job. So they have a little congratulatory party at at the school, right? But before that, we gotta talk about one of my other favorite characters in the series, Echan, because she cut her hair, and as much as she looks still cool, it's sort of different when you first see her. When was the last time we saw her? Episode 10? Was it episode 10 when they had that encounter? Yeah, so that, it's been a while. And supposedly, she hasn't been talking with Hanabi for quite some time, and she finally talks to her the first time, saving her from a guy, right? And it's oh my gosh, yes, my favorite couple is here, right? And essentially she cuts her hair, and it's oh, it still looks nice, but essentially they're still friends, which is great. I thought that they could probably expand that even more, because essentially when they introduced Hanabi, right, this guy was asking out Hanabi, or sort of talking about how she's not with Mugi anymore, so they're getting into that love relationship sort of thing. It's oh hell no, Echan, go over there and save Hanabi, and then sort of confess your feelings again, try again, and just No, she didn't. So they're friends, all close, but you know, essentially, that could also be expanded on in the second season, or like, you know, in more, potentially, you know, in the future, which is what I kind of wanted to see. But they just leave it at that. They're friends. They're, you know, they go back to their school festival. So now they have a congratulational party in their class with Kanai Sensei and Akane about their marriage and stuff. And surprisingly enough, you know, everyone's all happy and celebrating their marriage. Hanabi's off to the side, being isolated. And then Akane comes up and she's like poking this like flower in her face, like, oh, it's the bouquet toss, here, take the flower. As a sort of like, I don't know how to say it. Like, you know, these two hated each other, and she, like, you know, the teacher messed with Hanabi's love life this whole time. And now they're at this moment where they're okay with each other, and they're just like, you know what, fine, I don't hate you a lot anymore. I don't know. Instead, like, it doesn't seem like Hanabi hates her. In fact, you know, she has to, like, it makes her brother happy that she's getting married to him, and that's okay. So yeah, they have this cool encounter with that, just poking the flower. She takes the flower, and then just like, you know, it's sort of like they tease her a bit, just like, you know, don't let him get stolen again next time or something like that. Just like, so they're still like not the best of friends, but they tease each other about like what happened with their past rivalry before, which is really awesome as an encounter. But essentially, I don't see them like, you know, going toe to toe at each other, doing what they used to do, right? So that was cool. You see a lot of bit of every single character in the show except Mugi, who comes at the end. So essentially, the last part is where whatchamacallit, Hanabi, you know, meets up with Mugi finally after a long ass time in like the school festival, right? And essentially they talk it out, they have the most fun ever, and what happens to them two is the biggest question I had so far. Do they get together in the end? And that leads to the whole ending where essentially, no, they don't get together in the end. Now, I respect that ending. Personally, I wouldn't mind it both ways, but I respect how in the end both Hanabi and both Mugi have both lost their loved ones, and they're still seeking love to an extent, but they don't find it within each other. In both Hanabi and Mugi, they try to find true love, so they don't end up together in the end. They both sort of go their own way and avoid each other or something like that, and essentially they just, you know, go to seek true love. And I'm just like, that's pretty it's pretty deep right there, man. So essentially Hanabi's like super sad, like, and this is the last thing you just have them like both Hanabi and Mugi look back behind them to see, like, you know, like, oh, Hanabi would be over there or Mugi would be over there, but they're not there anymore. Instead, they're just going their own separate ways and trying to find love for themselves. And I thought that was freaking deep as hell, that they're like, you know, instead of like going back to the other person, they just, you know, they had to move on from themselves and just cast them aside because of their relationship being sort of like, you know, it wasn't really love and stuff. It was just sort of like a contract agreement and whatnot. So yeah, you know, the last shot with Hanabi like walking off into the lights and then smiling with her face and still crying, so she's sort of sad and happy, but it's still a good ending. And I was like, you know what, that's great. It really is. So now I get to talk about how I thought. So I love this series, a lot of stuff. You know, this series was great, and you know, essentially in the end, none of the characters end up with the person they loved or truly admired and stuff. And I kind of find that, you know, sort of like, this is how romance works and stuff. And it's a dark romance. This is freaking really great of a dark romance. I did not expect the plot arc with Akane and Kanai Sensei being married. I did not expect it at all. So that was freaking amazing. Essentially, you have all the characters in this series go through, you know, their scumminess in the beginning and whatnot, and their desires and their stuff, right? And then towards the end, they all cast it aside because they have to, you know, move on and stuff. And they go through a lot of like a big journey. Each single character in here, Mocha, I would say I don't know, because they barely show Mocha, but they did give her that one episode with Mugi and a date, and I'm just like, I guess so. You know, every single character goes through a journey in this series, and towards the end, everyone has moved on, or has found something new, or has, you know, desire to move forward. And that's really awesome about this series, how it was a dark romance at first, and you had a lot of like romance-esque stuff, but then essentially no one in the end comes out together except Akane and Kanai Sensei, but that's a different story. But yeah, I really like that kind of story where they go through a meaningful journey and towards the end they change themselves, and it's just awesome. So essentially my beef, or not my beef, but like what I probably wanted was, so in the end of the episode you have Hanabi walk in the distance, say, oh, I'm gonna find true love, and you know, we won't beat you to Mugi. What I wanted was like a time skip or something to show them in the future. Maybe like, you know, Echan and Hanabi become together, because I would have digged that, right? And Mocha is doing whatever she's doing. Akane sensei and Akane are like married and older or something like that. Mugi's with whoever, right? I kind of wanted to see that. Really, I really did. Because essentially in this ending scene here, you have all the characters admit that they want to change themselves, that they're going to try to find true love in both Mugi and Hanabi. So I wanted to see how their stories turn out. That's just basically wanting more from the series, because, you know, it's just like, oh, that's cool how they decided to make this decision, both Hanabi and Mugi, so what's gonna happen to them after? But then there's no more, so there's that. So, you know, I would like maybe like a frame second of like a time skip of a Hanabi older or something like that, and what the characters are doing when they're older. You know, it's just like a whole, like, you know, after graduation sort of thing. Like I want to see what happens. You know, it's kind of sad that I don't get to see how they end up in their lives and whatnot. It's just like, you know, essentially, if anything, I hope that Hanabi finds the true love and the person that she truly loves, because she has to cast her brother aside. You know, I would have liked for Echan and Hanabi to be together, because Echan loves Hanabi, and you cannot break that thing that happened with them. Mugi can find true love too. You know, he gave up on the teacher. I respect that towards the end, and you know, it's just like that. Mocha, you can do whatever. Mocha can do whatever. But, you know, Kanai Sensei and Akane, I wanted to see their relationship as like in the future or something like that. But, you know, what if like Akane got pregnant or something like that? I'm just like, you know, they're having a kid. I'm just like, whoa, that's mind blowing. But, you know, we're not gonna get that. So that's kind of what I wanted to see. I wanted to see an aftermath in the end sort of thing. But no, it's done. So that's just how it is with Scum's Wish. Yeah, the scummy ending in the end. I'm just kidding, no. So, yes, I truly enjoyed the series, and I am going to be collecting the manga for this series. This is a great series from start to finish, and essentially you have a complete story in 12 episodes, so I can complete this manga series when I'm collecting it. I have the first 2 volumes looking over there right now. So, yeah, I just really love this series. It was a great series addition for the season, being a dark romance-esque storyline. So, man, it was just great of an ending. So anyways, guys, that's it for this video. Thank you guys for watching this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Like the video if you enjoyed, and subscribe for more, because the new season is coming up in like 3 to 2 days from now, and I'm not ready to be watching some new stuff, right? I want more Scum's Wish, I want more Fuka, I want more all of my old stuff. Leave in the comment section below, like, what did you guys like the ending? Did you guys want more from the ending like I did? I really wanted to see like a time skip or a future thing where what they're doing in the future and whatnot, because essentially, yeah, all that stuff I said. And, you know, leave your thoughts and feelings in the comments below. Did you want to see Hanabi and Echan go together? Did you want to see Mugi and Hanabi go together? What do you think of the marriage between Kanai Sensei and Akane? Anything, thoughts, feelings, questions, whatever, you know. It's a great series. So anyways, guys, that's Scum's Wish, everyone. Thank you guys for staying tuned with the series. And I'll see you guys on the next video on the TheDomotaku channel. Stay tuned, take care, guys, and matane.